Hello, everyone. It's Simon here for Elsa Communities. As usual, joined with our by our two amazing community managers, Lucas, and our community intern, Martha. How you guys doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Doing
Oh, very
awesome.
good. Well, everyone is doing well. Lucas, how you doing today? What did you think of the first half of the summit earlier on?
Yeah, I'm so excited that I can learn a lot of idiom and I know the exact situation in which I should use that, so I won't use that in the wrong situation anymore. Really helpful
Yeah,
for me.
exactly. Yeah, having the right situation for idioms is important. Martha, what are your thoughts about the sort of interactions we've had in the first half? And what are
I
your hopes
have
for that part two as well?
I've had more fun listening to the examples of the people here, and I'm excited to hear how they can be more challenged with what you prepared for us.
Yeah, so just as a reminder, in part one, we were looking at idioms, and I was giving our group leaders here the idiom itself and its meaning. And I was asking them to imagine a situation where they could use that idiom. However, this time around, it's going to be a little bit trickier. I will only give them the idiom. I will not give them the meaning, and I will not give them the situation. So they're going to have to work a little bit harder to think about, okay, what does it mean? And therefore, can I think of a right situation to use this idiom in? All right. Is everyone ready?
Ready, Simon.
Fantastic. Let's go
Yes.
through our group leaders really quick. Let's have Thomas. Say hi, Thomas.
Hi, everyone. My name is Thích, and I live in the Hanoi City in Vietnam. Yeah, I am 40 years old. I have one boy and one girl, and I'm very pleased to share with you in the summit today. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Let's have Kao Sang. Why don't you say a quick hello to people listening and tuning into this summit?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Uh, my name is Cao Sang, and I was born and raised in Phu Island. 17 years old. Yeah.
Fantastic. He's our youngest learner in the, or learners, youngest group leader, and we're very, very fortunate to have him on board with us. Chung, you want to say hi?
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Chung. I'm from Vietnam. I'm 24 years old. Nice to meet you today.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Richard, you want to say hi?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for giving me the chance to talk here. And I'm Richard. And I'm glad to meet you, Simon. And we learn of idiom today. And
Yes.
I review another idiom. The new idiom I
Fantastic.
learned is give someone the cold shoulder I haven't heard before. This is good.
Yeah, in part one, we talked about cold shoulders, right? We talked about idioms that were related to emotions. Now we're going to switch our focus to idioms that have something to do with work. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can only use them at work, but it has to do with doing actions that are work related and idioms that tell us about the way in which we perform certain actions. All right?
Yeah,
So,
cool.
as a
Sounds cool.
reminder, now I will not give you the meaning and I will not give you the situation. You'll have 30 seconds to figure out what the meaning of it is and also give us a sense of the situation where you think this could happen. So, the first idiom that I'm going to ask as part of this quiz is the following. Martha, are you ready for your 30 seconds timer? She's like, yes, I am. And let's do this. So, your first idiom is this one. Cutting corners. Cutting corners. What does that mean? And what type of situation can we use it in? Let's have 30 seconds to prepare. So for those of you who are listening while our group leaders are thinking about the meaning of this expression, when we talk about an idiom, we talk about a short phrase, a group of words, whose meaning isn't at all connected with the words that are within it. All right. So cutting corners will have nothing to do with cutting and will have nothing to do with corners. It'll have a different meaning. All right. And that's why idioms are so difficult to master. All right. We've done our 30 seconds. So let's ask really quick fire. Let's ask Chung first. Chung, what does cutting corners mean? And what type of situation can we use it in?
Actually, I never heard this idiom, so I don't know. But if I will guess this meaning like this. If you talk with someone all the story, you don't say all the story, you just say a part of the story. That's why you cutting the corners. So I just I don't know exactly the meaning.
Okay, it's not completely wrong. It's not completely right. Let's ask a few more people before we go on divulging the answer. Richard,
Okay.
what's the meaning of cutting corners?
Okay. Cutting corner is like a cheating something.
Okay.
They want to fair.
Cheating. Yeah, okay. So cheating is, you're on the right track. A little bit like Chung just before, you're kind of having one element of the answer here, right? We have cheating here. Can you give me an example, Richard, of a situation where you're cutting corners?
Yeah. Like example, the government always cutting the corner.
Okay, so the government is always cutting corners.
Cutting the corner about the money.
What sort of about money?
Money of the country.
Okay,
it's
so how are they
like easy money?
Yeah, so how would they be cutting corners related to money then? Try and explain that for me.
Okay. This is my opinion, maybe.
Okay.
So,
well, we'll get there in a second. So remember that idea. Let's ask Thomas now. Thomas, what does cutting corners mean? And can you think of a situation where cutting corners can be used?
Truthfully, I have nothing to say right now.
I like the honesty. It's like, dude, I've got nothing. That's okay. It's all right to say that you don't know. Thanks for being honest. Let's ask Kao-san. Kao, what are your thoughts? Cutting corners, what does that mean?
Cutting corners means you to do something in the fastest way, in the cheapest way. Yeah, something like, I don't like cut corners when I have company for dinner.
Fantastic. This is exactly the meaning of it. So the meaning of cutting corners, and I'm just putting it here in the chat now. When you cut corners, you do something poorly in order to save time or money. All right. So for example, if you're cooking a recipe and you're not looking, you need to cook it very, very quickly. You always go, oh, I forget that ingredients. I don't need that ingredient over here. I'm not going to look at the instructions. I'm going to cut corners. I'm going to do something poorly or not as well as I could do it, just to save time or money or effort. All right. So in a way, both Chung and Richard were right? This idea of cheating a little bit. You're cheating around something. You're bending the rules so that you can get to your result more quickly. All right. But it's often cutting corners is something that's negative. It means that you're not doing something as well as you should be doing it. All right. And so it's something that should be avoided in general. Lucas, are there situations where you've cut corners in the past that you can think of?
I cannot think of anything like current corner, but I have a really specific situation for that, because you know that I learned economics, so I can say that everyone is hearing a lot about the mass layoff lately. So you can say that the economic crisis is forcing many big tech companies to cut corners. That's why I thought.
That's right. Yeah. So when you're trying to save costs or time or money, you will have a tendency to want to cut corners and not invest as much in, for example, safety. Sometimes we talk about cutting corners when we talk about the safety of employees, for example, in the workplaces. So if you're working in a very dangerous environment and if the management is cutting corners in order to save costs, they won't have as many safeties or protections in place to protect employees. That's an example of cutting corners. Now, in general, Lucas and Martha do not cut corners. They're amazing community administrators and they're always on top of their stuff. So, Lucas, forgive me for suggesting that you would ever cut corners. You don't, and nor does Martha. We're very, very proud and happy of having that as part of our team. Okay, let's have a look at a second one. Let's say, that's a different one. This one, what's the meaning of this? Martha, let's have a 30-second for this. What is the meaning of call it a day? Call it a day. Call it a day. Yeah, let's go for it. 30 seconds. Now, the idiom is call it a day. Lucas says it's pretty easy. Let's see if everyone agrees. Does it have to do anything with calling? Does it have anything to do with a day? We're not really sure. Kyle is pretty clear as to what he wants. I don't know how Chung is doing, Richard or Thomas. Martha is on top of it, and we're done with 30 seconds. Okay, very, very quickly. Let's start with Thomas. What does calling it a day mean?
Call it a day.
Yeah, so the expression or the idiom call it a day, what does that mean?
Sorry, I can answer later. Okay?
Okay, you can think about it, Google it, and then we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at Chung. What does calling it a day mean?
Okay, this second idiom I don't hear before, but I still guess the meaning. This is like everything is happen smooth in your day, and you good luck in all day. So you call I call it a day in my day.
Okay, so you're thinking that basically calling it a day, saying this was a good day.
Yes.
Okay, you're not exactly right, but you're not far. All right, let's ask Thomas. Have you done your research? How's Wikipedia treating you?
Truthfully, I have searched it on the internet, and
I figured you might. Yes. Okay.
Call it today means that stop doing what you are doing because you don't want to do it. Yeah, it means that stop doing what you are doing right now because you don't want to do it. Yeah,
because you don't want to do it anymore. So absolutely. So since you looked it up online, when we call it a day, we stop working on something. All right. So for example, at the end of this session, Martha and Lucas will call it a day because they've been working all week. They've worked hard. All right. And it's time for them to enjoy their weekend. And so they'll be calling it a day, closing their laptops and going catching up with friends. Is that the plan, Martha? Are you going to call it a day after this?
Sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, you can call it a day and go to bed. You can call it a day and go do some sports. You can call it a day. Basically, it means to stop working, right? So today's Friday at around 3 p.m. I'll probably call it a day today and decide to, go outside, walk my dog, make some dinner, have fun. Yeah. Lucas says, "Can I call it a day now?" Yeah, very soon, Lucas. It's almost time. It's okay. It's like, and sometimes you can change that idiom to call it a week. For example, let's call it a week. It's the end of the week. You can also say that, but the common idiom is call it a day. All right, let's call it a day. Let's stop working on this. Now, Kao-san, were you thinking about a similar meaning, or can you think of a situation where you've used "let's call it a day"?
After 2 hours studying, after 2 hours doing exercises, we need to call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. So that your body can rest, right? Great stuff. Another situation, for example, if you're doing some work around the house, right? Let's say you're doing some cleaning in the house and you've done some cleaning for 2, 3 hours or something, and say, okay, I'm washing the bathroom and then I'm calling it a day. I've done enough cleaning for today, right? That's another example. Richard, can you give us another example of calling it a day?
Yeah, sure. Like example, yesterday I do so many things. So my time already passed. So I call it a day to do my exercise to change my plan to tomorrow.
Yeah, so you're gonna push it back to tomorrow. I'm calling it a day. I'm not doing anything else today. That's a good example of calling it a day. Guys, since we're talking about calling it a day, I figured we might just call it a day and finish this meeting over here. This is what Lucas was wanting all along, for us to finish early. That's not true. I'm kidding. I'm being cheeky here. He's like, oh my God, when is this week gonna end? He's been I have to say, guys, Martha and Lucas are working so hard these days. There's so many things happening in the communities. So I'd like to give a round of applause to Martha and Lucas. Come on, everyone. Round of applause to Martha and Lucas. Thank you so much for all your hard work managing these communities. I really, really appreciate all the time you're spending on doing this. Loads of exciting things coming. But before we call it a day, I want to just remind you of a few things. So first of all, we're going to have a lot of promotions going forward for Speech Analyzer. So on the 27th of October, Elsa is releasing Speech Analyzer, which is a new product. And it's a product that basically analyzes free speech. What does that mean? It means that it listens to your voice when you're speaking on a topic of your choice, all right? The items aren't written down. We just listen to your free speech and we provide the direct feedback of what you said. So we'll give you feedback on your pronunciation, your intonation, your grammar, your vocabulary, and even your fluency. So how fast you're speaking, for example. All right. And that's going to be the perfect tool to help you guys prepare for job interviews, for presentations, for important meetings. Some of you might be doing some interviews for jobs. Or you all can also use it to record a Zoom meeting like this one. So it can easily be something that you use for online meetings as well. All right. So let me just share that with you guys. What's the link for Speech Analyzer here? Let me find that. So the link for Speech Analyzer is this one over here. Okay. So, and you can try it out for free. Okay. I think you have 30 minutes for free to try out. Let me just, everyone in the meeting, there you go. So you go to speechanalyzer.elsaspeak.com if you guys are interested in trying out Speech Analyzer, all right? Check it out, and we'd love to hear your feedback. So have a look at it this week. We're going to make a lot of noise around Speech Analyzer in the coming weeks. It's really the next step of what Elsa is doing now. It's not just about reading prompts on a screen. It's about everyday conversational skills and our AI being capable of giving you that direct feedback that you would have. So please go, 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 as Lucas is saying, go check it out. Check out Speech Analyzer. It's the next step in Elsa's progress as a company, and we're really, really excited. It's going to get launched officially on the 27th, but it's already there for us to test. All right. So as far as I'm concerned, that's it for now. Martha, anything else to mention?
I'm gonna be tapping some of the members in the learning group very, very soon because I will have a new content coming out for the team so that we can learn English together because I'm also trying to better my English as well. So I'm hoping that you guys would participate and would join me in my English learning journey as well.
Yes, we're super excited about that. Martha is taking the road of the learner and is actually going to start her own series on the learning groups as well. So we're really excited about that. Thanks for mentioning that. I can't wait to see what that content is going to look like. Lucas, anything to mention on your side before we call it a day?
Yeah, for your interest, you guys can go to the speech analyzer to try it out for free, and then you can, yeah, I have the feedback form for you guys. So after that, you can fill the form and send it to me. That's why I collect all of your feedback and make the product more better, more suitable for you guys to use that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're still in the testing phase, all right? In tech, we'll have various versions of that product coming out, but we need to gather feedback on the product just to get a sense of what our users want and how we can better address your needs as we create some amazing technology to help you guys improve. So thank you so much again to all the group leaders. Thank you for everyone watching these summits on YouTube or via Twitch. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in and collaborating on this. So thank you to Thomas, Kalsang, Chung, and Richard. Thank you to Martha and Lucas, our amazing community administrators. So this was Simon from ELSA Communities. Thank you so much, and see you next week for another summit.
Thank you so much, Simon.
All right.